You voted to ban legal marijuana in Colorado Springs.
Correct.
Why?
It specifically is banning the recreational sale of that as opposed to medical marijuana. So it's not banning all of it, nor did we ban the fact that people can have it and use it.
Mm-hmm.
We just banned the recreational sales.
Legalizing marijuana and collecting the taxes on that, other than oversight, costs relatively very little money in terms of taxpayer dollars to take advantage of that.
Well, first off, those numbers are a little bit soft. So the most optimistic estimates here in Colorado Springs were that we would be cleaning up, so to speak, about $3 million, whereas enforcement costs, it probably cost about the same, so it was almost a net wash.
Well, I've not heard those numbers. The estimates I've heard is that our share of the market, if we legalize before this new revision upwards by the governor's budget proposal, was Colorado Springs' share would be somewhere in the 150 million retail sales range, which would not equal $3 million in sales taxes.
Well, as a frame of reference, I'm taking a look at medical marijuana. We get about $1 million. So
That's with 90 dispensaries.
With 90 dispensaries. So
And the average dispensary client list is about 25. Their client roster is about 25.
right.
Whereas a retail store, they don't need a client list. You literally open the door and check an ID.
That's absolutely correct, but I think we'll probably lose quite a bit of the medical marijuana sales to retail sales.
Your position is actually that legal marijuana aids cartels in the black market.
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
I mean, I spent 15 years fighting cartels. I have no illusions that they're going to go away. They're just going to change tactics.
Wasn't this the same argument for Al Capone? Wasn't he considered the untouchable crime lord that would never release his stranglehold on illegal liquor sales?
Maybe so, but I don't see that opening the door to the cartels. Well, the argument has been that this would eliminate the cartels, and I'm not saying that would. I'm merely saying that cartels aren't going away.
If you had your druthers, would you rather see cigarettes and tobacco products banned as well?
No.
For a matter of public safety?
No.
No. Why doesn't that come under the radar?
It's already pretty heavily regulated,
Mm-hmm.
and it's being taxed out of existence essentially. So, it's already here. It's already been here. Has been here forever. You're not gonna take that away.
Why such a
I don't
protective
think
stance
so.
regarding legal marijuana, which you have mentioned the detriments to health?
Yes.
Why is liquor, tobacco, cirrhosis, alcoholism, addiction to nicotine, lung cancer, throat cancer, why are those things kind of like, well, we have it, let's tax the crap out of it, get it out, great. That's not a freedom that I'm willing to allow people.
And you get into illegal drugs, various schedules, heroin and so forth. You could use the same arguments for all of them, and then going at some point you got to say no.
Well, I don't think I'm
on.
actually willing to make that argument. I am not standing here and
That's
saying.
the argument that you're making.
Well, but heroin is an addictive substance. It
So is marijuana.
How is that?
It is absolutely addictive.
According to what studies?
There are several studies out there, but
A physical addiction.
I didn't say that, but it is.
But
it is
mentally addictive.
Mentally addictive.
Okay.
Yeah.
But mentally addictive, like working out and working too much and watching too much TV. We're talking physical addiction. You're comparing marijuana, which is not physically addictive. It is not. It literally is not physically addictive.
Yeah, I'll grant you that.
To other Schedule I substances like heroin, which are literally physically addictive substances.
Well, I changed my viewpoint. If the feds come down there and change it, legally, I think that's something we'll have to address when that happens. But until the feds do it across the country, I'm not willing to lead the way into that particular issue.
So I'm basically down to just a money argument.
Okay.
Okay? You're a fiscally responsible gentleman.
Try to be.
Try to be. These estimates that are coming out of the governor's office are with 8 out of the 10 major metropolitan areas in Colorado not participating. Why are we not seriously discussing a very effective legal way to raise capital for all of these projects and potholes and cities for champions?
But we also have another impact too. As I said before, it's illegal under federal law, and we have a number of federal installations here, and that's an issue for us.
Even
40%.
though the Pentagon has said they don't care.
Yeah, well, they do.
But
40%.
why do you say that? Is that an anecdotal response from
That's an
experience?
anecdotal response from my past experience.
So what is that, where has a base closed from something like this that you know from experience that that is the case?
The issue of closing a base because of marijuana has not happened yet.
Well, what about a German base where the drinking age is 18 and you can't drink in the military till 21? Is a base been closed over that issue?
No.
Is
So
this
again,
overall, like you said, 20% a year drawdown? Is this
That's what's
due
been
to
here.
marijuana policy in Colorado, or is this due to the fact that we're withdrawing from our 12-year war? That we're actually pulling, like we don't have the need for that large of military anymore.
No, they're going well beyond that. We're doing 20% cuts. You've got the military, which was about 19% of the federal budget, has taken 50% of the budget cuts.
What if I were to flip it a little bit on you and say that the rate at which you're describing reductions in
Mhm.
military almost seems to indicate an inevitable close to our relationship with the military in the area, or at least a dynamic change in the size of that relationship?
It is happening.
Why not start being proactive in our thinking and say, how else can we bolster Colorado Springs' sources of revenue? We're already a very large tourist attraction because of that giant mountain sitting out the window there
Yep,
and the amazing outdoor activities we have.
absolutely.
With a simple stroke of a pen.
You could add marijuana sales to it.
And
Well,
Denver
let's-
is now the most Googled airline ticket in the world. Wouldn't it be nice if Colorado Springs was the second most searched term on tickets?
We'll see how it plays out over time.
Is there a magic number in
There's not a magic
potential
number.
tax revenue that would get you personally talking about this seriously, saying maybe we should sit down and readdress this?
Not at this time.
No.
I don't have a number that's gonna convince me, because I take a look at that and I don't think that's a good idea for us to go down that path.
No matter what.
At this point, no matter what.